Coming up on Bear News, UNC police want to talk to several people in connection with a bias assault on campus last weekend.
And the legendary band Kiss stopped in Denver on its farewell tour.
All that and more coming up on this week's Bear News. Welcome to Bear News, a new semester of Bear News. I am Ben Shumate.
And I'm Gavin Berlyak. Our top story involves an assault on campus that police say might be federally reportable and be motivated by the victim's sexual orientation.
University police continue to investigate a reported bias-related assault, and they want the public's help to find at least one person of interest. The UNC Police Department, sent an email throughout campus saying police wanted to talk to the owner of a white pickup truck parked on the west side of the 1800 block of 10th Avenue at 2 a.m. September 14th. Police also want to talk with anyone in the area who might have seen a group of males possibly wearing athletic shoes and shorts, including a white male with blonde hair wearing basketball shoes and shorts. They also want to hear from anyone who might have witnessed an argument, fight, or other suspicious behavior. The number to call is 970-351-2245. In an email sent out to the campus community Monday, University President Andy Feinstein said the incident reportedly happened about 2 a.m. Saturday, September 14th, and did not require the victim to be hospitalized. He said the victim notified authorities Sunday afternoon, and police immediately began investigating the report. Feinstein's email said the victim appears to have been targeted because of their sexual orientation. In his email, Feinstein reiterated that the university will not tolerate acts of hatred and bigotry. He said the university staff remain in contact with the victim and are offering counseling and support to both the victim and the larger campus community.
UNC alum Lauren Johnston has been quite busy after graduating last spring. Johnston is a part of two separate bands named Swerve and Mannequin the Band. Swerve graced the cover of Bandwagon magazine in July, and her most recent performance with the band took place at the Greeley Stampede. Johnston is currently on tour with Mannequin the Band, going to destinations like Mexico in November, as well as playing some gigs for New Year shows and festivals. She's very excited to be a part of the band as a frontline singer and dancer, which means she hypes up the crowd, teaches choreography, and practices vocal harmonies. Johnston is looking forward to being a part of the Denver music scene, helping it grow, as well as helping developing young artists' skills. You can catch Johnston with Mannequin the Band in Denver, or you can stream Swerve on Spotify or Apple Music with their self-titled debut EP, Swerve.
They've been around for a long time. In fact, they're rock and roll legends, and they came to Denver. The Hall of Fame band Kiss brought their end-of-the-road tour to the Pepsi Center last Thursday. Fans young and old showed up to the arena to see and hear for the band for the last time. Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, Tommy Thayer, and Eric Singer performed on stage for nearly 2 hours, but the crowd didn't mind how long the concert was. From pyrotechnics to spitting out blood, from ziplining above the crowd to the erratic guitar and drum solos, they brought excitement to the Kiss Army. After they performed rock and roll all night, the band took their final bow and the fans stood up and cheered for the rock and roll legend, the band known as Kiss.
Coming up, the Bears football team isn't off to a strong start this season.
Yeah, but thankfully the volleyball team is doing a lot better.
Sports anchor Tanner Schwindt joins us with details after this break.
Well, if you're a football fan, you know the heartbreak the Broncos had on Sunday at the hands of the Chicago Bears. Heading into the last match of the SJSU tournament over the weekend, the UNC Bears looked to hand some other Broncos another loss. Northern Colorado closed out the tournament on Saturday, facing co-host Santa Clara. The Bears and the Broncos went down to the wire. Sound familiar? And in similar fashion, the bad guys got the last laugh. Santa Clara Volleyball won the match 3-1 over UNC. After the game, head coach Lindsey Oates said, "We had a good start to the match and we were in a good flow, but as soon as they put pressure on us from the service line, we couldn't keep up." On a positive note, UNC's Kaylee Jo Ince got an all-tournament team nod for her play during the course of the tourney. UNC was back in action this week last night against Colorado State University and then again tonight against Oregon State at Bank of Colorado Arena. You can hear that game on 1310 KFKA, and we'll update you again next week. In other news, new year and similar results so far for the University of Northern Colorado's football team. Heading into Saturday night's matchup against Sacramento State, the Bears had a sense of optimism against their first FCS opponent of the year. That sense of optimism evaporated quickly as Sac State quarterback Kevin Thompson threw for 3 first-half touchdowns, and the Sac State defense scored a safety as well. Jacob Knipp also got banged up in the second quarter, which led to Connor Regan taking the reins. It didn't prove to be any better for the Bears. The Hornets piled on in the second half before posting a final score of 50-0. With the loss, the Bears fall to 0-3 on the season as they head into their first home game of the year against South Dakota at Nottingham Field this Saturday. Game day festivities start at 11 with kickoff scheduled for 2 o'clock. I tell you what, at least a couple of positives. They're at home now, so you can go and watch and support the Bears. And also, Bears Brews and Bites, the 5th annual, coming up this Saturday, so you can go ahead and have a couple of adult beverages before the game. So maybe that can ease the pain if this losing streak continues.
It could. It could just be worse that, I mean, don't want to lose at home in your home opener, but I think they have a good chance, right?
I have no idea what anyone's saying right now, but I hope you all did. And that's our show for tonight. We'll be back with more next week.
Thank you for joining us for our first show of the fall semester, and we hope you'll check up with us every week. Thanks so much and have a great night.
Good night.